so that no one else would have to struggle for an opportunity anymore.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
Phenomenal woman. I think that would be blue because it's vibrant. It it's strong color, but it also looks calm at the same time. So I think that's what a phenomenal woman should be. You should stay composed. You should be calm all the time, but you are strong and powerful.
You know, Batanes is one place that I've been wanting to visit. One spot, place in Batanes you'd like to go in the world to know.
Okay, so every corner you turn in Batanes is unique. And I'm not saying this because I come from there, but it's true. But my favorite spot would be Marlboro Country, or in locally we call it Raku Apayaman, which means wide pasture. And the thing is, it really is wide, and you can see the Pacific Ocean, you can see the beautiful Mount Iraya, the hills, rolling hills, and also the cows and crabs grazing the grass. I think it's
It's that beautiful.
yeah. Yeah.
Pero, ano na, I can envision it from what
Yes.
you've been saying.
Yes.
So, ano naman, on the other side naman, no, in the real world now, no? So, in the new norm, it's work from home.
Yes.
So, what do you think are the skills that you need to be able to, adapt to this new norm, to this new workplace of the future? So, ano yung mga new skills na, ano mga skills na ito?
Definitely, we have to learn how to be flexible with our skills, time management, definitely, and how to juggle between your personal life and your work. So we have to learn how to set our focus because there's going to be a lot of distractions because we're in a new setting, a new environment. So you have to learn how to set your focus on a specific goal that you want to achieve. We did a shoot for turmeric tea. So I think that's what I want to promote because nowadays, with the virus going around and still in our country, it's still prominent. So I think I'd like to promote that, the turmeric tea, because it has good benefits for the body, as well as boosting our immune system, which is very essential nowadays.
And lastly, you mentioned focus earlier. What is that one thing you think that young people should focus on?
One thing that young people should focus on, that would be their purpose. Because right now we all need to focus on our purpose. We all need to unite to make this world a better place because we really need the cooperation, the unity. We don't need the indifference, the hate. We have to disregard all our differences to be able to unite. That's all.
I'd like you to tell your story lang of how you came to Manila.
Okay.
Can you say that, like in a few lines lang, how
A few lines.
struggle of traveling to Manila and this is a part of the podcast, like for the,
Okay.
I just need your story.
Okay. So, I was all set and booked for a flight on the October 7th, but a few days prior to my flight, there was a confirmed or recorded case, first ever recorded case of COVID in Batanes. So with that, the next day, the government decided to impose new guidelines for the province, and that included banning all commercial flights. So that means my flight was canceled, and I was actually fretting because there's no other way out of the province than air transportation. So immediately, I personally reached out to Sir Jonas so that I could have a letter sent to our governor and to the Coast Guard because we need their permission for me to be able to board a cargo vessel because it's not really allowed for a passenger to board a cargo vessel for security and safety purposes. But that's the only choice that I had, and it was a risk that I was willing to take. I was actually scared of deep waters, but I had to disregard all the fears just so I can get here. to where I am right now, standing in front of all of you.
Why is it important for you to come here?
Because this serves a great purpose for me, being here. I like to promote not just Batanes as a place, but the Ivatans. I want to embody that resilience that we speak of. And I want to prove to people that we really are who we claim to be, resilient people. I thank my fellow Ivatans. They're the ones who inspire me. I draw my strength from them, and they're the ones who encourage me to keep on fighting through this journey. Basically, I just want to make my province proud, and I hope they will be with my performance in the Q&A.
So for today's performance, sino yung inspiration mo?
For today is my mom kasi kaya mo yan. Malalampasan mo yan. Just be yourself. Hi! Hello po. Yes po. Okay po.
Pwede mong Tagalog dito.
Apo.
Kung hindi mo naiintindihan yung tanong sa English, pwede pakiramdam. Gusto namin yung talagang pag-end.
Yes po.
Wala pa 30 seconds, kapag kasi may time limit tayo. Tell us something about yourself. Sabi mo yung tubod sa linya.
Okay po.
Kailangan mo lang.
Okay, hello po. I am Mabuhay. I am Natalia Ursia po. I am from the province of Batangas po, and I am born and raised po sa Patabungkay Beach Resort. We also have our own cottage po. Then, doon po kami kumukuha din ng aming mga pinag for everyday po namin.
Anong magandang salita sa Batanggenyo na gusto mong sabihin ng
For Batanggenyo po na salita, it's more on Filipino po talaga na language. Like, more on po kasi kami sa punto. Like, siguro po, kaganda na re. Like, ang ganda mo, kaganda ba ng binibining are? Yung ganyan po. Like, more on punto kami, yung ad po namin ng mga 4 puntos nga po. So, yun. So, yun nga. Then the reason why po, kaya pag minsan, may mga Batanggenyo na, if pupunta sila ng Manila, or for school po, like me po, nag-college po ako sa Parañaque. So, may mga Batanggenyo na, okay, sorry, nagpapalit ng, like, okay.
Next question, something about your past. So, what one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact?
I am from, po ako while nag-school, so, naging independent po talaga ako, naging strong independent woman po ako in a young age.
What one major lesson did you learn
This pandemic, I learned po na kailangan yung mga mahal po natin sa buhay, kailangan nag-attach po tayo sa kanila within, and also po yung faith po natin kay God, yung faith po natin na we can through with this pandemic, with this yung mga problema po natin yung kailangan po talaga may faith tayo kay God, and we can come forward po.
You win the crown, how will you help your community?
If I will win the crown po, I would like to use my voice po para po yung sa mga kagaya ko po, I am from a poor family po, so I would like to help my tourist destination, which is Matabungkay Beach Resort, na mas mag-grow po yung mga tourist spot po, yung mga marine conservation, which is my advocacy. I want to help my beach po, with not my beach lang po, but with all the Philippines po.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenon of woman?
For me po is white, because po white is like optimistic po, pagiging, and also it helps I think po white then dahil po it will help it looks like being strong, independent woman. Yun lang po.
Di ba narinig natin ngayon kadalasan yung salitang work from home?
Work from home, okay.
Narinig natin ito. Paano sa palagay mo yung skills na kailangan natin develop sa makabagong norm na to
Okay.
sa workplace natin, sa trabaho natin? Ano yung mga skills na kailangan natin?
Okay po. I believe po and I also need po is yung communication skill po. Yun po. Medyo nahihirapan pa din po ako sa communication skills po. Pero but I really need to develop and the other po ng communication skill and the technology po, kung paano po nila handle yung technology.
O sige, ito naman. On the lighter side,
Okay po.
anong lugar, anong spot, man-made man or natural
Okay.
sa Batangas ang ipopromote mo?
Okay po. It's Balsa po. Yun po yung festival namin, Balsa Festival. Every April po, nagse-celebrate po kami na Balsa Festival. So I want to promote as a local po from Batangas. I want to promote our Balsa Festival and our Balsa, the floating raft. Opo, punta po kayo. Maghahanda po ako para sa inyo. Opo. Magbalsa po tayo doon, then mag-barbecue. Yes po.
Nakita mo na, may hashtag na love local.
Opo, love local po talaga.
Anong local dapat ang gusto mong promote at tapos?
Ang gusto ko po talaga i-promote is yung handicraft po or food po ng mga Batanggenyo or ng Filipinos po. Because we all know as globally, artistic.
Last question na lang, sa tingin mo, saan dapat mag-focus ang mga young people like you? Saan dapat
I believe po dapat po maging entrepreneur po tayo. For me po, kasi po I'm doing my online business po, my event po, I'm freelance also, freelance model. So I want to know po na mga youth like me po na kailangan mas enhance po sila sa entrepreneur po and the business para in the young age po, hindi po sila mas sa family nila o sa parents nila for financial support. Yun po. Thank you po. Thank you so much po. Punta po kayo sa fiesta namin. Yes po, Batangas.
Okay, we are with Miss Biliran right now. How are you doing?
I'm feeling good. Actually, I felt nervous a while ago, but seeing my sisters when they're all done and relaxed and they're happy, it's like their good vibes like went into me, and I'm excited to go inside right now. Good morning.
Okay na naman. So, you will 30 seconds lang for answer. Start with, tell us something about yourself.
So, good morning, everyone. I am Skelly Ivy, Florida, and I am an only child. I grew up without a father, and I was also raised by a single mother. When I was a child, honestly, I experienced being bullied, but because of how my mother raised me, I know that I should be confident with myself. And with that, I know that she raised me to become a better person right now. That's why I am also here.
One beautiful word in your local language, then what would it be? One beautiful word. At anong ibig sabihin?
I think it's guapa. It means beautiful because it really gives confidence to, especially the ladies who don't feel confident with themselves. And when you say it to them, like you say, hello, guapa, and then they just smile and then they think that they're really beautiful. Thank you.
Next question. So, what is that one learning experience that you have had as a child that made so much impact on you?
Honestly, it's, as I said a while ago, I experienced being bullied and I overcome that. And now that I am confident with myself, I also want others to feel the same way too. To be, for me to be an inspiration to others now that I am here.
Something more recent. So, what is the most important lesson you learned during the pandemic?
I think the most important lesson I've learned is patience. because everything right now is delayed. And right now, we need to be patient on the specific goals that we want to go or wherever we want to go. And now that if we really have patience, we know that we can achieve those goals that we want to do in the near future.
If you win Miss Universe Philippines, how will you help your community?
I'm gonna use this because I know that I can communicate to different organizations with the things that I can do, especially during this pandemic, to help people who really needs help in these times of the pandemic. That's all.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
It's yellow because it's bright and you can really see it that easily.
You mentioned about women influencing. What can you name a spot or whether it's a man-made or natural spot in Biliran that you would like to promote to the world?
I would think of Tomalistis Falls. It's located in the Kaibiran place in Biliran. It is actually known as the world's sweetest water in the Guinness Book of World Records before. So I really want people to go there and really taste the water in there so that they would know how sweet it is. I mean, I've been there and I really love it in there because it's like a waterfalls near the ocean. So it's like you're gonna swim in the waterfalls and then it's the ocean right there.
We've been hearing the word work from home this past few months. What do you think are the skills that an individual or a person should develop in what we call the workplace of the future?
I think the skills that we develop there is it's like you learn more, especially on the techie stuff in the computer, especially in the old generation that they have less knowledge about that. And I think it's one of the good things that people should learn about, especially for the older generations. And it is one of the things that the younger generations could have more. Sorry.
Thank you for your advice. Thank you talaga. Samahan ako doon. I love it. But you're right. Thank you.
At least you have more bondings with the younger generations. They can teach you. Yes.
What local products would you want to promote and why?
It's the food. We have there a suman. Our suman is kind of different because we have like different flavors. Like we have mango, chocolate, ube, and I think that's kind of unique. That's one of the unique stuff in Biliran.
Lastly, what is that one thing that you think young people like you should focus on?
I think young people like me should focus on our future goals because we need to set something that we think that's good for us and not just for us but also for the community. We need not to think about ourselves only, but especially now in the pandemic, we need to like help one another so that we can be better in the near future. Thank you.
Interesting yung falls na yun ako, pwede mo.
It's really interesting. It's really great there. 21 po. I'm just waiting for the graduation because it's pending because of the pandemic. Bawal po kasi face-to-face na events in our place pa. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Among the past queens do you draw inspiration from?
The past queens, I really draw inspiration from Miss Venus Raw. I had the pleasure of meeting her once, and she's a very religious person. That's something I really got from our meeting. And at the end of that day, she prayed over all of us, and she had the power to make me cry with her prayer. And I really want to be able to somehow use my words to also touch other people's lives. So, Venus Raw, definitely. I'm gonna make the judges cry.
Make them cry.
morning, everyone.
So, alam mo, 37 group,
Yes, I was informed by Angel.
even if the first question that I asked you, tell us something about yourself.
Hello, my name is Pauline Cucharo Amlings. I'm your Boholana Belgian from, of course, the beautiful province of Bohol. My dad is a Belgian and I'm a Filipina, so I'm like a mix of both cultures in one, and I'm very excited to be here today.
What is one beautiful word?
About something that is going to happen in the future. Like, I'm going to join Miss Universe Philippines, Pohon, hopefully, with God's blessing.
What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made much impact on you?
One learning experience I had as a child was that I had to not be shy when it comes to myself and when it comes to my body and my capacities. I was very shy, always in the corner, but my mom and my dad always kept telling me, you have to really be out there. That's the only way for you to grow. That's the only way for you to shine.
And what is that one major lesson that you learned?
Whew. I think I learned so many things from cooking to planting, but I think one thing that I really learned is how interconnected everything really is. From the animal world to the human world, from communities, inter-province, and I think that that just reminds me of the fact that we all play a part in fighting this pandemic and that we can all rise together.
What if you win the crown? How will you help your community?
I would want to be a spokesperson and a rallying point to bring people together in meaningful conversation and together look for solutions. And I think that with this platform of influence, that's something I can really do.
What color symbolizes the phenomenal woman?
Oh, that's very interesting. For this moment, I would like to choose pink. Pink is the color that would symbolize me as a phenomenal woman. And pink is also something that you will have to watch out for during my performances for preliminary or evening gown. I'm not going to mention which one, but I'll just tell you that. And it's also my favorite color. I have an emotional relation with that color because every time my dad would give me gifts, it would always be something pink.
I'm excited to see all your impact in the next few days.
Yes.
I'm also excited to find out, so if given a chance to promote to the world a spot, whether man-made or natural in Bohol.
I would have to choose the Lobak. I'm okay naman po.
Yun yung pwede mong Tagalog, kung gusto mong Tagalog, pwede mo. Kung gusto mo, na yung tanong, pwede mo na, i-repeat yung tanong kahit Tagalog.
How about Taglish po?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So, and you know the rule is 30 seconds per statement or answer.
Okay.
So, tell us something about yourself in 30 seconds.
Okay. So, I'm really a creative person. I love to paint, I love to dance, and that's why my advocacy is related to arts. And my advocacy is about reliving the culture, history, and arts of the Philippines. And I love dancing talaga. So, sorry, I can breathe. It's really tiring to come up here. And I really noticed that a lot of children nowadays are not aware of our folk dances. So that's why I chose this advocacy. And I'm a third-year college student taking up the course of dentistry. Okay.
Gusto mo baba muna yung ano mo?
Okay. Can I breathe muna pa? It's really tiring.
What is one beautiful word in your local in Tagalog? Paano maganda yung salita sa Tagalog and what does it mean?
It would have to be Bulacania. Kasi being a Bulacania is very unique. As a modern woman, unique talaga kami, and I think this is one of our characteristics that made us kakaiba sa ibang lugar. And
we are very religious, but at the same time, we have strong values. And I think this is the word that best describes us.
Right. Next question. What is that one learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact?
I think that would be because when I was a child, I used to play a lot and I trip a lot. So my mom would always tell me, Dayanela, you have to get back on your feet kasi walang tutulong sa'yo kundi ikaw lang. So I think this is the lesson that I still had with me till today, that I think one lesson that I learned during the pandemic is to always stay safe and healthy, because we all know that our health is very important, and ayaw naman natin na sumunod sa ating mga mahal na buhay na namayapa na. So we have to follow the protocols of the government and stay safe.
You win the crown, how will you help your community?
If I win the crown, I would use this platform para i-promote ang aking province, Bulacan, and it would really help a lot, especially in our tourism. And I think it would be a great opportunity for us to showcase what we have in Bulacan, our products, the people, and the talents that we have.
The tingin mo what color symbolizes the phenomenal role?
I think it would be the color I'm wearing right now. It's color white, it's classy and simple.
So you mentioned earlier that you want to promote Bulacan. So if there is one spot, man-made or natural, that you would like to promote to the world, what would it be?
There's so many places that I want to promote in Bulacan, and recently I had a photo shoot, and you're familiar with it, the Body of Water shoot, and it's in Doña Remedios, Trinidad, and hindi ko alam na may waterfalls pala kami, and it's really breathtaking there, and you can just feel the nature. Gusto ko talagang bumalik doon, and I hope you can experience it as well.
Let's go.
After this pandemic, let's go.
Just like the DM. So, yeah, that's one place that I'd like to see. On the work side naman, we've been hearing the word work from home, online business, and more. So what do you think what would the skills that we need to develop for what we call work from home, which is like the workplace of the future? So ano yung skills na kailangan natin i-develop para doon?
I think hirap talaga ng panahon natin ngayon, and we really need to be determined in our jobs, and we just have to focus on our goals and aspirations in life para mag-continue po tayo.
May campaign na hashtag not local. If you were to promote a local product, what would it be and why?
Oh, it would have to be my bag that I'm wearing in this brooch. If you can see my bag, it's made from buntal material, which is famous in our place in Baliwag, Bulacan. And this one, as you can see, it's a Philippine flag with a South Sea pearl. Gawa po siya sa May Kawayan, Bulacan, and yun po yung place na kilala kung saan yung mga alahero ay sobrang sikat po.
Last question na. What is one thing that you think young people should focus on?
I think one thing young people should focus on is their education, kasi ito yung pinaka-importante sa kanilang buhay. Dito po yung panggagalingan ng mga dreams nila, goals nila, and I think they need to focus on that because that is their key to their future.
Very good. I love your pin.
But on the first question, I was really catching my breath kasi ang layo na nilakad namin, and I was like, can I breathe muna? And thankfully, it did breathe naman.
I always pray, especially when I just wake up, to have a good sense of humor. I got that from Pope Francis rather, because I think it's important that before you step out of the door, that you have this positive aura, and that when you go out, you can share your wit, your comedy, and just good vibes. Morning workout. Ano, parang good for a morning jog.
So you know the drill. 30 seconds, you can speak. Filipino or Filipino English if you want to. 30 seconds.
Everyone, I'm Danica Madrid Reynes. I'm 28 years old. I'm passionate about music. I'm a singer-performer. I represented the Philippines in the World Championships of Performing Arts in Hollywood, California. And it's like Olympics for talent. And I'm also passionate about travel. I'm a former overseas Filipino worker as an international flight attendant based in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And that gave me the chance to travel and to support my family financially. And I met people from different walks of life.
Para naman hindi kami mag-bore yung araw na magtatanong, kanta ka naman konti. Sa sample na
You are the universe, and there is nothing you can do if you conceive it, you can achieve it. That's why I believe in you. Yes, I do.
Here's your recording content.
Oh, again, manok.
Idol ba? So, pero you're not from Cagayan, lolo mo na, lolo mo?
My mother is from Gonzaga, Cagayan po.
May alam ka na local na language, words.
Yung alam ko pong Ilocano words is yung every time pinapagalitan ako ng nanay ko yung Ilocano.
So I need one beautiful word in your local language, and what does it mean?
Agyamanak apo. Salamat, Diyos. It's beautiful.
Kaya malagyan na salamat. Alright. So about your childhood naman, what is that learning experience that you had as a child? And it made so much impact on you?
When I was a child, my parents brought me and my brother with them in a remote municipality in Visayas. So they went on a medical mission that went for a few years. I was still a toddler that time, and that's life-changing for me because at a very young age, I was able to experience that humble life. No electricity at night, chickens everywhere. It is a remote municipality, and so growing up, I aspire to be like my parents. Today is a great day to be alive. So, and I've learned not to take things for granted. Like for example, my loved ones, I already miss them. So every kiss, every touch, every small conversations that you have with them, don't take it for granted. And also, for the society, I've learned that it doesn't discriminate. So why do that to your brothers and sisters? I've learned a lot.
If you win, Miss Universe Philippines, how will you help your community?
I uphold music and arts therapy. I believe in the power of our skills and talents because I know that we have to give importance to our mental health because it's just as important as physical health. And so for the youth, whenever they use their talents to empower themselves, they will channel their energy into that straight path and they will be away from the bad influences of life. So I think that we must empower the youth with their talents.
What do you think, what color do you think symbolizes the phenomena you want?
Color? The color red. Because I think red is the universal color for love. And if for a phenomenal woman, you should be filled with love. Love not just for yourself, for God, for family, for everyone, because the universe is so vast. And I think that Miss Universe Philippines must have a spacious space of her heart to give to everyone.
Speaking of space, we've been hearing the word work from home. Ito na yung narinig natin recently. So what skills do you think we need for this, for the so-called work from home, which is the workplace of the future?
I always see my father working from home because he's one of the vulnerable groups. So he must stay at home. And I saw that since he is so used to working with other people, I saw how he adjusted very well. So I think we must do the same. Whatever work we have, we must be very adapted to our environment. We must not be choosy. We must be thankful that we are alive and with our families. So I think that any skills would also be enhanced when you're in a quarantine working from home, such as cooking, gardening, plantita.
In your province that you would like to promote to the world?
You guys should go to Calao Cave. So it's composed of 7 chambers. So you can just imagine. And then I went to this main cave. It has a natural dent. So you don't need any electricity because the sunlight will go directly there. And then there's an altar, there's a grotto, and you can even have weddings there. So it's very natural, energy-saving location. And I hope that it will be very famous soon all over the world.
There's a campaign called #LoveLocal. So what local product would you want to promote and why?
There's this local product from my childhood, and up to now, it's still my favorite, the Carabao sweet candy. I think it should be distributed to the whole world because it's actually the asset of Cagayan province because we produce not just agricultural products, we also have the livestock products, and one of those, of course, is from the Carabao. So I know you guys have already tried that, but I think the whole world must try that too.
I know Carabao. And last question is, what one thing do you think should young people focus on? Young people like you.
Young people like me. I think since we have pandemic and since most people are now at home and they are really relying on internet and everything, I think we must not cancel special education. We must not cancel our work, education, and all our priorities even before the pandemic. Because even though that we have this pandemic all around us, life is not canceled, and we must go on because there's always hope. Again, anak. I feel so happy. I didn't expect those questions coming, but I'm just so thrilled and excited for the next rounds.
Do you think it is enough to get you to the top 15?
I pray that it will be enough, so yes, amen. FA look.
For question from us, the first one would be, can you tell us more about yourself?
Okay, so maray na aga sa Indogabos. I'm Crisaline Moreno. You can call me Kia. I'm 25 years old and I'm representing my beautiful province of Camarines Sur. I graduated magna cum laude from the University of Santo Tomas. I took up travel management because it has been a childhood dream of mine to become a flight attendant. So now, the stairs really, it's hard. So yeah, now I'm working as a flight attendant for Cebu Pacific.
What is one beautiful word in your local language? And what does it mean?
One beautiful bird. It's magayon. Actually, it literally means beautiful. And for me, magayon does not mean being beautiful physically, but also inside. When you say someone is magayon, she or he is beautiful inside and outside. So of course you are. We are all magayon. Oragon. It's Oragon in Bicol. Another word, very beautiful word. It means strong and palaban, Oragon.
One learning experience that you had as a child that made so much impact on you.
One learning experience, I really value education. I am an overachiever ever since I was a little kid. So I really try to do my best in terms of my studies. That's why I was able to graduate with Latin honors because I value the gift of education given to me by my parents because I believe that this will pave the way for me to get more opportunities in life, to reach my dreams. So this through education I was able to learn a lot of things and yeah.
So what about in this pandemic? What's the most important lesson that you learned?
The most important lesson that I've learned in this pandemic is the value of helping one another and compassion and solidarity. I am very proud that us Filipinos, are able to show the spirit, the true spirit of bayanihan through helping one another, even if we are
Universe Philippines, how do you help your community?
I can be able to be of help to my community in a lot of ways. First of all, I will be a spokesperson to the causes that the organization is pushing for and to my cause, which is pushing for responsible tourism. It is mainly educating people on how they can become responsible travelers as well as locals. I believe it's very timely and relevant that we instill in us the values of responsibility, discipline, and respect because it is how we will progress as a nation.
What color do you think symbolizes the phenomenon walk?
A color that symbolizes the phenomenal woman is, for me, it's color white. White for me is very simple. You know, you don't have to be phenomenal. You don't have to be extravagant. You just have to be simple and pure and clean as the color white.
A lot of people are doing work from home now.
Yeah.
So what do you think are the skills needed for what you call the workplace of the future?
Yeah, for me, it's very important that you know technical skills. Of course, you have to be acquainted with how you use the computer. It's hard to work from home if you're not used to using the computer. And of course, you have to know how to talk to people, to communicate, because most of the time now we are using Zoom, and you have to be able to know how to talk, to converse with people, and to communicate with them to be effective.
If there's one spot man-made for natural in Camarines that you would like to promote to the world, what would it be?
Of course, definitely. I would like to promote Caramoan Islands. It's one of the beautiful islands that I've been to in the Philippines. You know, I've been to a lot of places here in the Philippines, and Caramoan Islands is really magnificent. It's a group of islands where we have white sand beaches, we have cliffs where you can climb, we have a lot of tourist destinations where you can island hop or extreme adventure. So I would really like to promote Caramoan. It's also very famous in Camarines Sur.
There's a campaign to hashtag Love Local.
Yeah.
What local product would you like to promote and why?
Local product in Camarines Sur that I would abundantly producing pili nuts, and for me it's very timely that we promote that because you know to harvest the pili nut it's not easy. It takes a lot of time to produce just the pili nut itself, and it's also very healthy and it's delicious as well. I hope you have tried it.
Yeah, your last question is what do you think young people should focus on?
I think young people should focus on their dreams. They should know what their purpose, their passion in life is, because that will drive them to what they want to achieve in life. And they should focus on making themselves better and turning their weaknesses into their advantages. So I think that the youth should focus on themselves and to become responsible citizens in our community. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. It's really an honor and pleasure to be in front of you. Thank you. Just mabalas po.
Who would you say was your inspiration for your performance today?
Of course, it would be my supporters, especially my family. Because if it weren't for them, I would not have this strength and this clear mind because they are really my inspiration. I want to succeed because of them because their success is not just for me but it will also be for them.
The first batch of candidates has finally cracked the first round of Q&A preliminaries. More than just enduring through the first round of nerve-wracking interviews with grace and conviction, we also got to know the candidates at a more personal level and what their view is on important issues. This has been Miss Universe Philippines, and this is the Game Changer.